Orlando may be landlocked, but residents and visitors can still experience the creatures of the deep at Sea Life Orlando Aquarium at iDrive 360. Come join Where Orlando for a behind-the-scenes tour of this interactive animal experience and its fascinating aquatic residents.
So my name is Andrew, and I'm the displays curator here at Sea Life Orlando. Right now, you're behind the scenes where we do our food prep for some of our animals here. So as you can see, this is a working kitchen where we'll prep all the food for the animals to be fed out that day. Typically, we'll feed some of our bigger animals about 3 times a week, which you can actually see their menu board over here to the right. So that breaks it down item by item, animal by animal, amount by amount, so we make sure that they're getting exactly what they need. Sometimes there are vitamins that are incorporated with that as well.
What do we got here?
This
looks delicious.
So this is really cool. So what we have in here is actually called brine shrimp. You may know them as sea monkeys from growing up. So what we feed this to are our jellyfish here at Sea Life Orlando. So basically we'll take the dry eggs, we grow them up in these hatchers, and then we harvest them to be fed out each day to the jellyfish here at Sea Life.
How many jellyfish do you have?
We've got about 400 in our chrysal. We've got a pretty neat chrysal, and what's actually really cool about our chrysal is you can change the lights and the colors on it. So as you're interacting with this display, the jellyfish inside the chrysal, what we call a jellyfish tank, will light up based on the color that you're pushing. So you can do red, blue, green, all sorts of different colors. So behind me right here is the life support that we use to maintain this aquarium. And so through these doors are all the filters, the protein skimmers, ozone, and ultraviolet sterilizers that go into maintaining a healthy aquarium. There's a lot of sophisticated technology back here that we use to make sure that our water quality is crystal clear, that it's healthy for the animals, and everything's humming along just fine. So if you actually look through there, you can kind of see some of the equipment that we use. Those big blue vessels up there are the sand filters. Up to the top left up there are our protein skimmers. And so all of this equipment works in harmony together to make sure that our water quality is staying good for all of our animals here. Yeah, so this is kind of a simplified version of what you're looking at in that big room over here. So we've got our ocean habitat. What happens is the water goes through our biomedia. Now this is a very, very important area. What this actually does is it helps clean the water out with a very beneficial form of bacteria. After it goes through the biomedia, it goes into our main reservoir, at which point it either gets passed through the sand filter, goes into our protein skimmer, our UV sterilizer, and then back into our ocean habitat. So we're ticking all those boxes before we introduce that clean fresh water back to the animals. So one thing that's really neat about this piece right here is this is called a protein skimmer. Now if you've ever been on a beach or out in the wild, maybe you've seen that foam or that froth kind of washing up on the beach. This actually accomplishes the same thing deliberately. So what we do is we put a whole bunch of air, water, and bubbles into here. It boils over on top and it collects that foamy froth, which is actually animal waste. So if you're ever on the beach playing around with that foam, I might advise against it because you're actually playing with a lot of dead organic material in there. So on our behind the scenes tour, what you can actually get a close-up look at are some of these really weird looking items in here. Now these are actually shark eggs from some of our sharks that we have here at Sea Life Orlando. Historically, before people knew what they were, they called them mermaids' purses because they kind of look like a little weird purse. But in fact, there's a yolk in there and there's a little embryo in there, just like it would be whether it was a chicken egg or a bird egg. So we raise them up in here, they hatch in here, and they're part of our captive breeding program that we perform here at Sea Life Orlando. And the one good thing about this site is, as we make our way around, you'll see we've got the oceans of the world. So we've got the Indian Ocean right here. To our left, we've got our Pacific habitat, and over there we've got our Atlantic habitat. So we break it up kind of region by region. So right down there is our green sea turtle. Now she's actually a rescue sea turtle. As you can see on her back, she was struck by a boat here down in Florida, and as a result she sustained some damage to her shell. So we've got these counterweights on her shell to help keep her neutrally buoyant.
Is that one on the back?
There's 3 actually, yeah. So there's a circular one in back and there's 2 skinnier ones up front. But what happens when they get struck by boats is actually air gets trapped inside their shell, causing a buoyancy issue.
Oh, wow.
So without those in the wild, she'd be unable to survive, she'd be unable to hunt on her own. And because they're only temporary, she does shed them off every several months, so they have to be constantly reapplied. So she's kind of got a forever home here at Sea Life Orlando under the care of our expert animal care specialists. So again, as you can see, Lauren's got her piece of food on the bottom of those tongs there. She's hoping that one of our black-tip sharks is going to come up and take a bite out of it. at
There
that.
we go.
Nice.
Shake of the head.
Yep. Now the reason why we use tongs is pretty self-explanatory. We obviously don't want to be offering these animals pieces of food with our hands, so we create that barrier, that protection element with it, and she's able to deliver that food safely to the animals.
What kind of rays are those? Stingrays?
So those are mangrove whiptail rays. Now, as you can see, even though this is the blacktip feeding station, the other animals become wise to the act and try and get on the action themselves. So, to the best of our abilities, that's one of the reasons why we have these feeding stations, is the stingrays have their own, the blacktips have their own, our zebra shark will have its own, and even our turtle will have its own. That way we make sure that everybody's sharing, everybody gets their food without competing with one another.
Do the sharks ever eat the other fish in the...
Very common question, yeah, very common. So with the most straightforward answer is usually no. The reason being is we deliberately overfeed these animals just a little bit. So in the wild, these black-tip sharks might eat once a week at most, maybe a couple times a month. And so we actually feed these animals 3 times a week here, with the overall thought in mind that we keep them full, they're not going to go after their tank mates.
Right.
However, sharks are very, very good at picking up on either injured or sick animals. So in the event that perhaps we had a fish that wasn't doing too well, they might go after it. But that's one of their key roles in the wild, is to kind of reduce that sick and dying population of fish. So they're very, very good at what they do. Very, very good hunters.
They keep healthy populations amongst the...
Exactly.
prey.
They don't let the sick fish spread. They get rid of them very quickly, which is why they're so important to the ecosystems out there. One of my favorite animals down there, you can see him on the floor, is a zebra shark.
Yeah.
Now, you might not think he's a zebra shark because he's got spots all over him. However, when they're born, they look just like a zebra. They've got those black and white bands going down their body, and as he turns into an adult, like you see down there, here he comes, he's coming up for a nice view. They get those spots in that speckled pattern that kind of breaks them up a little bit. So he's not being very good right now. He knows this is not his feeding time. This is not his station, but he's coming over trying to get a free meal anyways.
Beautiful.
One of my favorite animals. They're just beautiful.
Yeah. How long have you worked here?
About a year and a couple months.
And what brought you here?
Well, I studied marine biology in college, and it's just something I've always wanted to do and work in an aquarium, so here I am.
What's your favorite animal here?
These guys,
Yeah?
they definitely put me to the test every day.
The black tips?
Yeah, they're pretty tricky sometimes, but they're fun.
Yeah, so we've got a very large species of shark in here called a sandbar shark or a brown shark. They're the largest shark species that we have here. They're native to the Atlantic Ocean. Kind of bounced around. It was just their feeding time, so they're a bit excited right now. They just got fed.
And then how many species of fish do you have in the tanks?
We've got a pretty good species diversity here. I think right now we're about 350 different species total with our fish, our sharks, our sea turtles, and our jellyfish. About 3,000 animals so far here at Sea Life, and about 350 species total.
If you're in Orlando and would like an interactive experience with sharks, sea turtles, rays, jellyfish, and other fishy friends, drop by Sea Life Orlando Aquarium.